joined by FS1 NBA analyst Eddie House. Thanks for being here.
Welcome
Thanks
back.
for having me.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
We are going to get your take, but I'm going to start with Skip on this one because you have been critical of
Highly.
Paul George in the past.
Rightfully.
Okay, so what shot do you give him to win the MVP?
I'm giving him a really good shot. And I'm here to say that faithful viewers of the show know that many times I have called Paul George Paul. Because he played more like George Paul to me, especially in Indiana, where he was not just the poor man's LeBron James, he was the destitute man's LeBron James, because he had no shot against LeBron. He shrank against LeBron James because he couldn't out LeBron, even though it looked like on paper he had the abilities to be a LeBron-like player. And then what happened in the playoffs last year as Russell Westbrook's sidekick, we got to the fateful Game 6, the closeout game at Utah, and Paul George turned right into George Paul and completely disappeared. He scored no baskets the last 3 quarters of that game at Utah, while Russ went full-on warrior, dueling with Donovan Mitchell, especially in the third quarter. They just went basket for basket for basket. And finally, the Thunder just couldn't pull it off. They lost 96-91 because Paul George went 2 of 16, 0 for 6 from 3. And then he got his big contract and shocked the world by staying in Oklahoma City. And then it shocked me because a weird thing happened. Usually a player gets all this money and he kind of puts it in cruise control a little bit. And Paul George went completely the other way. Nobody in this league plays harder every dribble than Paul George. And the proof of that is on the defensive end, because he now leads the league. He's running away with steals with 105. And by the way, Oklahoma City just thrives on steals. They average over 10 a game, which just dominates the NBA. Paul George leads the league in deflected balls with 175, as you know from your years of playing. That's just effort. That's just want to. And finally, the favorite stat of all is that nobody dives for loose balls better than the superstar, the high-paid superstar, Paul George. He's recovered 105 loose balls, which is just running away with that category. No team turns turnovers into points faster than Oklahoma City, because their half-court offense it's pretty dreary. It's pretty dreadful. But they can beat you with their defense. They ignite on the defensive end, led by this man. So, again, I look at the numbers at 27, 8, and 4. I think on a nightly basis, he's making clutch shots. And we're just talking about regular season, because now I got to see if he can rise and shine in the postseason. But in the regular season, I think he is closing the gap on James Harden in the MVP race.
You know what, Skip? I tweeted this in the game against Philadelphia. I said, don't look now, don't at me, but Paul George is getting into the MVP.
You want people to at you, though.
No, don't at me.
Don't at me.
Crazy. I don't think he has a chance to win it, but I think he deserves credit because of the way he's playing. You know, Skip, he could always score the basketball. He was always a tremendous two-way player, but he's never been clutch. The only time he's been clutch is in the Gatorade commercials. Now he's in the Gatorade commercials.
When I first saw it, it really offended me. Like, ball game? Really?
Ain't no game with his shot.
Okay.
So now you should be even more impressed with what LeBron did to him, because LeBron kicked him. Put foots in him all the time when he was in it.
He put foots on his face.
Yeah, he did. It goes to show you that I think Russ has come to the real. I think Paul George is the best player now. He's been their most consistent player. I know Russ had another triple-double last night. He's up to 14. And there's a good chance he's going to average another triple-double for the season, which will be 3 consecutive seasons in which Russ has averaged a triple-double. But Paul George is their best player.
Yeah.
He's doing
he
it.
Is. No, he is.
He's doing it on both.
You just said a mouthful now.
He's doing it on both ends of the floor. And for him to hit a 4-point play that won on the ball game, that's unbelievable.
It is.
And he hit that on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's no slouch as the defensive player either. So for him to be able to do what he's doing, and it just goes to show, you know, everybody said, well, nobody wants to play at Russ. He wanted to play with Russ.
He did. He loves playing with Russ.
He wanted to play with Russ. And I don't think James Harden is just off the charts. I mean, he's averaging 36 points, 8 assists. Giannis is almost 27 points, almost 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and Bucks have the best record. But he's got, you know, and my guy, you know, Go James will be back Sunday. So
wait, he's coming back?
Don't worry about this.
I thought maybe he took the rest of the year off.
Go James. So let that sink in. What Paul George is doing. What'd you say his numbers were?
27, 8, 4. but steals like he's leading the league in steals.
LeBron James averaged that for a career for 16 years. And we talk about Paul George in the MVP conversation for doing that for 1 year.
I thought this was supposed to be about Paul George.
He's going to sneak LeBron in like you're going to sneak Tom Brady in. That just is how it goes.
You know what? That's a good point. Paul George is no Tom Brady, right?
Paul is having an unbelievable season. I don't think he has a very good chance of winning the MVP, but he deserves credit for as well as he's played.
Yeah, he's been balling, and I think it's a direct reflection on when Carmelo left, because the problem was last year what they were doing was trying to force feed him early in the first quarter and never let him get off in the first quarter and everything else, and they like just kind of forgot about him. So he's the guy they're going to. They found their closer in him. As far as the MVP race, I don't think there's no way. You name some numbers. I see all defensive team.
There are.
Those numbers. He's going to be all defensive team. Might be defensive MVP.
He's a player of the year.
So he might be defensive player of the year. That's what he can shoot for. But as far as MVP, usually rule of thumb is it goes to the best player on the best team, right? So he has some players ahead of him. I don't think Jokic can get MVP, but he's on a team that's better, and he's averaging 19 and 10 and 7 assists, almost a triple-double. Then the Giannis, we know what Giannis doing there in first place over there, but I think it's all going to hinge on what LeBron does when he gets back. We see where they're at in ninth. If he, from this point moving forward, put them to third, then it's like, look at, he is the most important player, the most valuable player to this team, and without him, they wouldn't be in this position. But with all that being said, this is over with. James Harden has this. The stuff that he's doing, I mean, when you start talking about he's the 4 50-point games tied Kobe, then he's a second player in history with Wilt. When you start having your name mentioned with these guys, you're just doing something special. And as far as categories, NBA categories, he's first in field goals attempts, 3-point field goals attempted, 3 points made, free throws, points per game, minutes, usage. Listen, usage. I'm gonna get to your thing too. Hold on, give me a second. Usage percentage, offensive win shares, and plus minus. That's your favorite stat, plus minus. And he's number one in that. So he's leading the league in all of the. I know what his record is, but what he's doing right now is just unbelievable.
A lot of
with no Chris, he had to put no Capella. He has to put everything on his back. They need, even in the loss, he had 37 in that loss, but still, what he's doing is just something. He's unguardable. I mean, he's probably one of the best, top 3, top 4 best one-on-one players that I've seen. I mean, he's virtually unstoppable. You can't stop him one-on-one. And we've seen all the teams been loading to him defensively. I've seen one game where all 5 defensive players was on one side of the court. Yeah, P.J. Tucker dove in and hit a wide open corner. And
there are nights he stops himself because he can't shoot from 3 like that every night.
Yeah,
he's going to have his 3 for 18s.
And that's the thing, is he going to be able to maintain this level of play? I highly doubt it, that he'll be able to sustain this level, but for so long, because when he does that, he's chasing the MVP. You've seen what happened to him in the postseason. He kind of, your legs. That's the first thing that goes with when your legs go, your jumper goes. You get a little short on it, you start overcompensating on things, on your shot, and you start missing. So I think that it's a one-man race right now. It's his to lose, and what he's doing is second to spectacular.
So it's a one-man race featuring a one-sided player, like a one-way player, right? Because he doesn't play defense.
Yeah, he does. He does play better defense than he has been in the past. He turns the ball over a little bit too much, but when you have your ball in the ball in your hands that much,
he's going to lead the
you're going to have
turnovers.
And that will come down when Chris Paul comes back, because he won't have to try to make so many plays and do so much. So,
but dude, he's attempting like 13 threes a game.
Can
he keep that up?
No, he can't keep that up. And you don't want to get in the habit of shooting that many threes, but that's what they do. That's how they built. So
they got 70 in another game. They had like 68.
Hey man, if that's how you play, and that's your philosophy, then you have to play to your strength. If that's their strength, that's what they got to do.
I hit 3 of them.
What?
If I'm part of a team that shoots 73, I'm gonna hit 3.
You got to take 3, or you gonna hit them?
I'm gonna hit them.
I don't see you. You too swole. You too big. Swole can't shoot. No, see, look where it's at. That's already a brick. That's already a brick.
25 attempts?
No. Only 3 or 20. I averaged 30 with a 3-point wasn't even in 87. I didn't have a 3-pointer.
No, you lying.
I didn't have no 3-pointer. If I'd had a 3-pointer,
30 fouls.
Wait. And when you did that, your average distance per shot was 2 feet.
No, I had rain.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You too swole. You too swole. I've never seen nobody buff shoot a jumper good. I never seen it. All the football players come out and say can't shoot.
Eddie, I wasn't always swole like this.
I don't believe it. Yeah, you have.
No.
Yeah.
Eddie, I graduated high school.
You got the genetics.
175, 180 pounds. Leaper.
Is there any footage of this?
Me and old Purvis Ellen was on the same
No
team.
comment.
Is that right?
Not the same high school team, but we was on the same all-conference team. And I was good like
See, I
that,
would believe
Eddie.
you more if you was like, I was a rebounder, a bruiser. I said hard
I could
screen.
score.
I don't believe it.
Eddie.
I need some footage. I need some actual factions
do.
of that.
We
Can I get a
do. We
nuspaper
do.
clipping something?
I like to
Give me
the
something.
pictures
I got
Give me a
that for you.
newspaper
Skip,
clipping or
though,
something.
his
52 one
basketball
night.
days.
I don't believe that
31,
either.
19.
I don't believe
I'm a Brady
Bring me the
Brooklyn.
clippers.
You guys
Yeah, bring
can
me the
settle
clippers.
this.
And by the way,
Great.
Eddie House once at Arizona State scored how many points?
61.
61 in one college basketball game against Cal.
There you
Yeah,
go.
against Cal.
Those are the numbers
They
you want to talk
was
about.
studying.
Those
If they didn't do the
numbers.
game plan, they was in there studying.
No.
They didn't know you could
No,
shoot like
yeah, they
that.
did.
No, they
Eddie,
did.
good to have
they
you.
did.
Thanks
Cal,
for
them
joining
guys.